Today we are blessed with not one, but two trailers. As I covered earlier today, we got Godzilla King of the Monsters, the final trailer for that. But now we're getting our first official trailer for Gemini Man. We're talking about Ang Lee, director Ang Lee, who sort of goes between spectacle and prestige when it comes to his movies. You know, with movies like Brokeback Mountain, Hulk. Hulk is interesting. Life of Pi and movies like that. He really goes big or goes kind of really small and intimate depending on which movie he's going with here. And the next one he has is a movie called Gemini Man. We talked about it in a recent episode of Los Fanboys. I spoke with one of our lead interviewer, Gig Pata. He went to CinemaCon, and they got to see footage of Gemini Man. And it's really noteworthy because of its de-aging technology that it uses on Will Smith. And now I know, as Marvel fans, we've seen a lot of de-aging. But as Gig told me, apparently the de-aging used here for Will Smith is kind of leaps and bounds bigger than what we've seen in even Captain Marvel, which saw Samuel L. Jackson, de-aged to sort of 90s look. Though he didn't look like he did in the 90s. He looked like younger, but I'm not sure anyone could argue that he looked like he did in the 1990s, which was partially intentional, I'm sure. But I guess there's still a lot of ground to be covered when it comes to de-aging. And we'll see if Gemini Man manages to actually kind of cover some of that ground. I'm interested to see how that technology plays out, what type of movie we're getting, and whether or not I'll be interested. Because I'm going to be honest, not a huge Ang Lee fan. I like his movies, like some of his movies, but I'm not ever really glowing about them. So we'll see if this is up my alley or not. I think he's too smart for me, but I don't know. Here we go. Gemini Man, official trailer. So
why is it so hard for you to kill this man?
He knew every move of mine before I made it.
It's being compared to Looper, like an assassin killing himself.
I have him right there. Take the shot.
So this is a young Will Smith.
And he'd be gone, like a ghost.
It's an interesting take on the song.
Who is he?
Ooh, interesting. I want to give more than 2 seconds look at this guy. Give me more. I want to look at the young. God damn it! I want to look at the young Will Smith.
I think I know why he's as good as you. He is you.
25 years ago, they made you from me. They chose me because there's never been anybody like me. We have to end this right now. You have all of his gifts without his pain. You made a person out of another person.
So I'm kind of torn.
Then you
This looks really good, but
to kill him.
I almost feel like Will Smith hasn't aged enough for me
to do this to me.
This thing that you're struggling with is fear.
Wow, it looks pretty good.
Embrace it and then overcome it.
Of all the people in the world to come after me, why would he send you?
Because I am you. Okay, so that was a pretty good trailer. I really enjoyed that. Like a lot of good sci-fi stories, it's asking a lot of questions of the audience. It's asking us to consider really interesting thoughts. And, it looks like the younger version of Will Smith is really kind of being thrown for a loop here. I'm wondering if it's going to be, we're going to be covering like actual two protagonists, or I guess protagonist as it were, even if they are against each other, if we're going to be covering both of them or if it's going to be more from one perspective or another. That'll be interesting. But I have to say, the technology, it looked fine, but it was really hard to tell the difference because Will Smith hasn't aged that much in the past 25 years or so. I do think they did manage to capture one thing that the Marvel movies haven't. A lot of people, when they get older, they tend to become more wide, not fat, but like their bone structure seems to get wider. And I think Will Smith kind of even has that as well. And it looks like they managed to sort of thin him out a bit so that he actually looks a little bit more like his Fresh Prince counterpart. So It really is hard to tell because of how quick the flashes were in this trailer. I could probably go back and slow it down and take a closer look and do side-by-side comparisons. There was a little bit of Uncanny Valley going on, a little bit of what we saw in Captain America Civil War when we saw the young Tony Stark. It looks better than that, but it kind of still has that little something about it's not quite right. Not sure what it is, but, I'll get used to it. It's not going to be a huge deal. I'm sure it'll take 3 minutes for me to get used to. The story itself looks fun. It looks intriguing. Ang Lee is a solid director. I'm sure he'll add a good amount of emotional gravitas to the situation. But will it do any good? It's an original story. I believe it's an original story. If it's based on a book, I don't know about it. But it's an original film story, so it's new to the big screen. So I'm interested to see whether or not it will be able to get butts in seats, despite its darker story and its darker take. But I'll be there. I'll be there. Like, I'm thinking about it in my head. I believe I will be there for this one. But what did you think of this trailer? Was it as good as I thought it was, or were you left a little wanting? And did you like the way the visual effects look on de-aging Will Smith? Let us know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to visit LRMOnline.com for the latest film and TV news and analysis.